up, all the way down. On to your backs, feet flat, arms down by the side, and just pull the shoulders back into the mat and tuck the tailbone under so that more of the spine, more of the back is flat to the floor. Feet pushing down. Pull the waist in, so pull the abdominals down and in. So you feel this almost sinking down into the abdominals. And just take a few big deep breaths. Big expansive breaths into the chest. And without even forcing it, just notice how the chest starts to rise and fall. Notice that movement through the rib cage. Movement through the belly. Three more there, all the way in. All the way out. All the way in. More actively pull the waist inwards as you exhale. Last one here. And exhale. Tuck the tailbone under, only the tailbone, so it's just a tiny little bit of movement. And then exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. So exhale, curl up. And then inhale, let it go. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, release. And let that movement get a bit bigger. So now it rocks to the lower back. Inhale, tuck, maybe a little bit of the lower back lifts, but you can see it's still a small movement. And then let it go. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, let it go. Now you're going to need to use a few breaths as the movement gets bigger, but we're going to start to roll up the spine. So lifting more of the lower back. Moving up towards the middle back. So you just keep going up and down, mobilizing through the spine. So it's a smooth roll up through the spine and a smooth roll down. Smooth roll up. Waist pulls in. Smooth roll down. Go for about 3 more, and you want to make sure you're getting all the way up to the shoulders on that third one. Keeping it nice and slow and smooth. This last one, your third one, you're going to take it up towards the shoulders and hold it there. Pushing down into the feet, squeezing through the glutes. Tuck the tailbone and pull the waist in. So it might mean you drop slightly in height, but you feel a bit stronger through the lower body. Pull your toes back and push down just into your heel. And then switching that over, push down into the ball of the foot, lift the heel. I want you to keep your hips high, rest the heels, lift the front of your feet, place the balls of the feet down, lift your heels. Do that 3 more times. Mobilize through the feet as well. 2. Last one. Stay on the balls of your feet. Pull the waist in. Roll the spine down. Slowly rolling to the floor. Rest the hips. Bring the shins so they're parallel. Hands to the back of the head. Lift the head, neck, shoulders off the floor. Feet apart, knees together. And then close the gap between the feet. Open the knees. Close the gap between the knees. Open the feet. Close the feet. Open the gap between the knees. Keep lifted. Keep the waist in. Go for 6. Keep lifted. Keep breathing. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And then rest it back. Bring the knees into the chest. Take the knees to the side of the body and then kick the feet towards the sky. Hold for your ankles or your feet, whatever you can. Just give a rock and move around into a happy baby-like shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of wriggle and roll around the lower back. And then come to stillness in the middle. Try and kick your heels away. Get a nice stretch through the back of the hamstrings. Don't force anything. You don't have to lock the legs out, but just try and find a stretch. And then cross one leg in over the other. Rock up to a seat. Sat tall. Interlace the thumbs, just the thumbs, so the fingers are free, right above the head. Breathe in, straighten the arms. You're pulling on the thumbs. And then breathe out, elbows bend, hands come down. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, down. So activating beneath the shoulder blades. Breathe in, lift. There's tension between my thumbs. Breathe out, pull down. So I feel like I'm trying to pull the hands apart. Go for 4. And bring it down. 3. And bring it down. 2. And bring it down. Last one. And bring it down. Release the hands, take them to the lower back. Interlace the fingers and reach the knuckles away. Lift the chest open. Big inhale. Big exhale. Roll over to all fours, hands down, knees down. So create a tabletop position. Pull in through the waist, so don't let the waist drop. Keep really super strong. Your left knee and both shoulders stay exactly where they are. Can you just bring the right knee to tap towards the right elbow and take it back? So you keep the torso as still as possible. Transfer to the other side, left knee to left elbow. And take it back, really trying not to sway around too much for the body. Twice more each side, right and left, right and left. Back to center, toes tuck. Lift the knees just 1 inch off the floor, pull in through the waist, hold for 5. Easy breath, long breath, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch back into downward facing dog. So stretch the heels away, have a bit of movement through the lower body. So just wriggle around side to side. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Big breath in, big breath out. Rest your knees down to the floor and come down to your elbows, your forearms. Place them down and then just notice if you drop into the chest, push into the back, stretch your right leg away, toes tap the floor. Inhale, lift that right leg and hold it once you find a straight line with the body. And then slowly lower, really slowly lower, pulling the waist in as you do that. Inhale, lift. Slight hold. Exhale, lower, pulling the waist in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, 5. Exhale, lower. Inhale, 4. Exhale, lower. Each time you lift that leg, you're trying to stretch back as well. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. Last one, hold it there. Keep stretching those right toes back and draw circles about the size of a dinner plate. We're going for 8, 7, 6, nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and go the opposite direction. 8. Keep stretching those right toes back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the right leg lifted. Come up to your right hand and your left forearm cuts across the mat. So if I move my right hand out of the way, you can see it cuts across. And I'm going to try and bring my right knee to my right tricep. Might not fully touch, but that's the intention. And then with my heel, I drive back and up. Relax the foot, knee to tricep. With my heel, drive back and up. So that's high at the bottom of the movement. Knee to tricep. Heel kicks away. Knee to tricep. Heel drives back. Knee to tricep. Heel drives back. 4. And drive. Keep it high. 3. And drive. 2. And drive. Last one. Drive and hold. Pull the waist in. Come onto your right fingertips so you're not so flat through that hand, you're a bit higher. Tiny pulses with that right leg. Engage your right glute. So think about squeezing that right glute. Pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the right leg down. Come up to your left hand and reach your right arm up to the sky. So you're in a side plank. You might have to shuffle around a little. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Take that right arm underneath the body and reach for the left side of the room. Inhale, lift. And exhale, reach through. Inhale, lift. As you reach, I really want you to think about pulling the waist in and twisting through the waist. 3. And pull. Reach. And pull yourself through. Twist around the waist. Last one. And then bring it through. Place your right hand down. Bring your right knee down. Just tuck the toes. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Have a good pedal through the feet. And then walk your feet and your hands together. Forward fold. If you don't have a ball, stand the ankles together. If you do have a ball, you can squeeze the ball between the ankles. If not, they're touching the feet. You're going to push the feet down and roll up to standing. So you're pulling from the ankles to the knees, to the pelvis. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, arms back down by the side, chin to chest, roll it down. As you roll, pull the waist in, like someone's tightening that corset around the center of the body. And you're slowly leaning forwards. Going to go up and down once more, so pull in through the waist. Roll up through the spine, squeeze through the inner thighs. You might even feel the glutes squeeze. Pushing the feet down, rising to stand, big breath. And then exhale, arms down by the side, waist in. So think about this motion of pulling in, curling through the upper back. Slowly taking the hands down towards the floor. When you get there, if you have a ball, just lift that ball out of the way and come back to all fours, hands and knees. From all fours, drop to your elbows. Pull in through the waist, so just be conscious that you're not dropping. You're really strong through the center of the body. Take your left leg back. Toes are pointed back. Inhale to lift and hold. Exhale to lower. Let that lower be as controlled as the lift. Inhale. Exhale, pull the waist in as you lower. Inhale. Exhale. When you lift, maybe you just go a centimetre higher and find a bit more engagement in that left glute. So really make sure you strengthen the back of the hip and then lower. Lengthening the left leg as you inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, lower. 5, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 4, reaching the left toes back, squeeze at the top and lower. 3 and lower. 2 and lower. This last one you're holding there, and then we start drawing circles about the size of a dinner plate. 2, 3, coming from the left hip. 4, foot still reaching back. 5, 6, 7, 8 is our last one. Pause. 8 the other way. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift to your left hand and bring your right forearm so it cuts across. So again, if you can see. And then you're going to bring your left knee towards the left tricep. Heel drives back and up. So it's not just back, think about going up. Knee to tricep, heel drives you back and up. Knee to tricep, waist pulls in, drive back and up. Knee to tricep, waist pulls in, drive back and up. Hold it at the top, find that engagement. 4, drive in a moment's hold. 3, drive and hold. There's a good amount of upper body work here really to hold you as well. 2 and 1. Now instead of being flat on that left hand, come to your left fingertips. You're just a little bit higher. Pulse that left leg. Tiny pulses. Make sure they're coming from the left hip rather than you dropping into that left waist. I don't want you to kind of, it looks so stupid, but I don't want you to drop in the waist there. So make sure your upper body is still and just the movement is coming from that left hip. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that down. Come to your hands, tuck your toes, stretch back into downward facing dog. Have a good walk through the feet, a good pedal, and then bring your hands and your feet together. And you're going to grab your ball if you have one. If not, your ankles, your inner ankles are touching. Squeeze that ball a little bit higher. So sometimes we have it right down between the ankles. Bring it almost ankle and above. So you've got a fist below the ball. Roll up to standing. If your ankles are just squeezing together, obviously, you don't have to worry about that. Rise all the way up, hands to the hips. Focus on the floor towards the top of your mat or maybe a little bit further. Rise to the toes, keep squeezing that ball or squeezing up from the inner ankles to the inner thighs. Lower. Squeeze up through the ball all the way to the pelvis. Lower. Squeeze and lift. Lower. Think about someone pulling the crown of the head to the ceiling. Lower. 4, 3, 2, We're staying up on one. Bend the knees. Ooh, she says, hold it here. Pull the waist in. Reach the arms out in front of you for 5, 4, ooh, really not there today. 3, 2, 1, rest and rest. Take that ball out. And you can keep it actually. Come and have a seat. We're going to place, if you don't have a ball, I'm going to give you an option. If you have a ball, it goes right behind your lower back. If you've got a baggy t-shirt on, make sure it's against your trousers, not a baggy t-shirt. So if you have a ball, big toes, inner ankles are touching, knees are touching, arms reach out. Inhale here. Exhale, you push and curl into that ball. Inhale, it almost springs you back up so you can straighten the spine. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs and push back into that ball. You keep going. If you don't have a ball, really similar, you're just without it. So inhale here, exhale, pull the waist in to curl down. Inhale, lift, exhale. Whether you have a ball or not, you're squeezing from the knees to the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more with or without the ball. Breathe in and breathe out. Now just widen your feet. So now they're about hip width. You're either with a ball here or without, same exercise. Take that right leg away. Pull the toes back to the face. Drive the heel down, don't let it touch the floor. Point the toes and lift back up. Heel drives down. Toes point and lift back up. If you have a ball, you're pushing into it. Drive down and lift up. Drive down and lift up. Pull in through the waist. 3 and pull. 2 and pull. Last one and pull. Bend the right knee, plant the foot down. Take the left leg out. Heel drives away. Toes point to lift it back up. I know it feels quite hippy. It feels quite strong in the front of the hips. And for those of you that sit, you might think, oh, my hips are really tight anyway. And sometimes it's not that your hips are just tight, but that they're weak. So I know this feels like, oh, it's quite intense in the front of the hips, but it's beneficial, I promise. 5, pull the waist in. 4, pull in. 3, pull in. 2, pull in. 1, rest, rest. Take that ball out, you don't need it. You can go to the side and it can move out of the way. Come and lie down onto your left hand side. So one long straight line, left arm out, and then just take your right hand and see if you can find a little bit of space underneath that left side waist. Legs squeeze together, and then you're going to lift both legs. 5, lower. 4, lower. 3, lower. 2. Last one, keep it lifted. Keep that left foot off the floor. Lift your right leg. Lower to meet the left. Lift your right leg. Lower to meet the left, which is still off the floor. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. Last one. And lower. Rest both feet. Bend the knees so the shins are parallel to the front of your mat. I'm a bit further forward, sorry, but you would have your shins so they run parallel to the front of the mat. I've just teed myself up in a bit of an awkward position here. Lift that top leg so the shin is parallel to the bottom shin. top shin, bottom shin, lift and lower. Lift and lower, not lift and drop. So it's slow, controlled down, slow, controlled up. And look at how my right foot is kind of floppy and relaxed. I'm not bringing any stress into the ankle. All I'm worrying about is this movement coming from the hip. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take a big breath and exhale. Then what we're going to do is lift that top leg and kick the right leg away with the heel. Drive it back, keep it high. Point the toes, bring it forwards. Drive it back with the heel. Point the toes, bring it forwards, pull the waist in. Drive it back. Point the toes, bring it forwards, waist pulls in. Drive it back. Bring it forwards. Last one, otherwise I think my hip might drop off. Bring it forwards and rest. Big breath. And exhale. Rise up to your left forearm. So again, cutting across the mat as it did in the other exercise we did. Stretch both legs out. So the feet stack one on top of the other. Right hand to the right hip. Just going to push down into that left forearm. Try and hold yourself there, really pulling in through the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So you're in a straight long line. Don't move the thighs, just bend the knees back. So now they go behind you. Right hand to the right hip. And now it's not quite as strong. You're able to push into that bottom knee and lift, lower, lift. So you're pulling through that left, lower, lift, lower, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Lie onto your back and just give both knees a big hug in. Rock side to side. Cactus the arms out just wide for a moment. Take both knees to the right. Big breath in. And bring them back through center, all the way over to the left. Once more each side to the right. Trying to keep the shoulders down. Rock the hips to the left. And back to center. Spin onto your right hand side. So I'm just going to go the other end so I can see you properly. So legs long. Right arm all the way out. Rest the head. First of all, just take that left hand and see if you can find a little bit of space underneath the right side waist. 5 times, both legs squeeze together. Lift and lower. 4 and lower. 3, lower. 2. I think we did this exercise on Monday. Your waists are going to be like super tight, super strong. Keep both feet up. So especially that right foot, keep it high. Lift the left leg. 5, 4. Keep that right foot off the floor. 3. Feel the left side waist working. 2. And 1. Rest, rest. Bend both knees. So they come shins parallel to the front of the mat. So I know it's hard to see because it's blue on black, but I've got a right angle from my belly to my thighs and then at the back of the knees as well. Left hand to the left hip. Lift that top leg. See my foot is relaxed. Lower. lift, and lower, lift. If you don't find it easy to relax your foot or to relax parts of the body, then close your eyes. You know the exercise now. We've got another 10 here, so we're going for a good while. And you can relax the body. I find if I close my eyes, I can just let most of the body soften. 6, 5, nice smooth lift, slow controlled lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Prepare yourself. Left hand comes in front, lift that top leg. I was kind of only half joking. Stretch away, drive back, point the toes, pull forwards, waist comes in, push back, pull forwards, keep it high, drive back, pull forwards, waist in, drive back, pull forwards, 2, and forwards, last one, and back, rest, big breath, and let it go. Come onto your back. No, don't come onto your back. That's a fib. Right forearm cuts across, both legs stretch out, one long straight line, reaching up with that right side waist. So push into the bottom foot and your bottom elbow. We're holding for 5. Pull in through that right side. 4. Try and lift it higher. 3, 2, 1. Rest down. Now keep the right thighs where they are. Just bend the knees back. So now it's easier because you can push into that bottom shin. So take the left hand to the waist, lift for 5, lower. 4, pull in, don't just push down. 3, shorten that right side waist. 2, 1. Now you can lie on your back. All the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a big breath. And exhale. Stretch your legs up towards the sky. Softness to the knees. Take the hands to the back of the head. Lift the head, neck, shoulders. Now pull the abdominals in. Reach the hands to the bottom of your yoga mat. So you're lifted here. Trying to pull in through the waist. Push down into the floor. Take the right leg out. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the left side. 3, 2, 1. Right. 3, 2, 1. Left. 3, 2, 1. And switching with more pace. So 10, 9, 8. Still pulling the waist in. 7, 6. Still reaching the hands to the bottom of the mat. 5. Lift the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees into the chest. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Both legs up to the sky, arms out wide. Reach up, pull the waist in. Try and keep the arms down, the shoulders down. Just take the legs as far as you can control. So it might just be about a foot. You might be able to take them lower. To lift them back, I want you to think about really pulling the waist in. You're going to do that 6 more times. So lower them down. Use the waist, pull back in. Lower down. Use the waist to pull back in. 3. Pull in. Trust yourself to go a little lower for the last two. And then the last one. And then the knees can come into the chest. Hold on to the front of both knees. Take a big breath. Exhale. Curl your head, neck, shoulders up. So I'm lifted up, still got hold of the shins. Stretch your right leg out as you pull the left knee in. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull that right knee in. Inhale, switch. Exhale, pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Go slow for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock up to a seat. Cross your legs. Sit nice and tall. Just take your right fingertips out to the side. Fingertips not flat through the hand. Reach your left arm up and stretch over as you reach your right fingertips away. So you get a big long stretch through that left side. And then bring your left fingertips down as well. Walk them as far out in front of you as you can. Walk all the way over to the left and reach your right arm up and over. And we're going back low. Walk your hands forwards. Right hand down at the side, left arm lifts. Last one, all the way over to the left. So walk yourself around and reach up and over. And then pull yourself up. Take your hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers and reach the knuckles back. Open the chest. Maybe push your knuckles into the floor. Lift the chest open. Breathe for 3. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 1. Exhale. Let it go. Just rest the hands onto the knees. Take a moment to just anchor down into that space. A bit like what we mentioned last night in class, then half of your body weight wants to sit and ground down, and lifting against that is the other half, kind of pulling you tall, lifting the crown of the head to the sky, drawing the shoulders back and down. So just notice that height and length through the spine. Notice the space across the shoulders and the support around the waist. Bring the hands into prayer at heart center. Thank yourself for coming and joining me this morning, for all your effort. Well done, good work. Have a wonderful Friday, a lovely long weekend.